Did you know some Washington quarters could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars? Your spare change might hold a hidden gem. In this video, we're diving into the top rare and valuable Washington quarters every collector dreams of. From minting errors to silver secrets. Started. Imagine pulling out an old 1979 Washington quarter from your pocket change and realizing it could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even up to $1 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, in today's video, we're diving deep into the thrilling world of rare coin errors, specifically, the 1979 Washington quarter dollar that's causing a stir among collectors and auction houses alike. So, buckle up, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for in your change and how one single coin might just turn your life around. Let's uncover the secrets and staggering value behind the most rare 1979 Washington quarter error coins. History of the 1979 Washington quarter. The Washington quarter series began in 1932, commemorating the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. It was originally meant to be a one-year design, but it became so popular that it stuck around, and has been a staple of American coinage ever since. These errors have created a gold mine for collectors. While most 1979 quarters are only worth their face value, some rare error varieties can be worth hundreds, thousands, and in legendary cases, even close to $1 million at auction, depending on condition and rarity. 1979 error varieties and their values. Let's break down the most valuable and rare 1979 quarter errors that collectors and enthusiasts are paying a fortune for. 1979 double die obverse DDO. Value. In mint state, MS65 or higher, these coins can sell from $1,000 to over $10,000 depending on severity and eye appeal. 1979 off-center strike error. Value. The more off-center the strike, the higher the value. A 50% off-center 1979 quarter can be worth $500 to $2,000, especially if the date is still visible. 1979 broad strike error. Value. Broad strikes in mint condition can be valued between $100 and $1,500, depending on spread and condition. 1979 clipped planchet error. Value. A clipped planchet error on a 1979 quarter can fetch $150 to $1,200 or more, depending on the size and shape of the clip. 1979 wrong planchet error. Value. These coins are rare and can be worth $5,000 to $50,000 or more depending on the exact type of planchet and overall condition. 1979 transitional error experimental planchets. Value. One known 1979 Washington quarter struck on a planchet similar to the Susan B. Anthony dollar has been rumored to reach $100,000 plus in private sales. Collector stories and auction results. Let's hear some real stories. The $35,000 off-metal strike. A collector in Ohio found a 1979 quarter struck on a 5-cent planchet, nickel. It sold for $35,000 in a heritage auction. The coin weighed just 5 grams and had a slight golden tint. Double die discovery. A coin shop owner in Florida discovered a near-pristine 1979 DDO quarter. It graded MS66 and sold for $8,500 at auction. The doubling on Liberty was crisp and clearly visible. Private sale explosion. A privately held transitional planchet 197. What if I told you that a simple coin from 1982, yes, the humble 1982 Washington quarter dollar, could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even over $1 million? This isn't just another coin video, it's a deep dive into a fascinating piece of numismatic history with the potential to change your life. Hidden errors, rare variations, and minting mysteries surround this coin, and in today's video, we're uncovering all of it. History of the 1982 Washington quarter. The year 1982 was a time of change for the U.S. Mint. Faced with rising metal costs and an economic recession, the Mint stopped producing mint sets for collectors. This meant that finding high-grade examples of 1982 coins, especially from circulation, became extremely difficult. The Philadelphia Mint struck over 500 million quarters, but many were weakly struck and circulated heavily. But here's where it gets interesting. Errors and varieties from this year are some of the most coveted in the hobby. The 1982 quarter, already difficult to find in mint condition, becomes an absolute treasure trove when you factor in the rare error coins struck that year. 1982 error varieties and their values. These are the most valuable 1982 quarter dollar errors to watch for. 1982 double die obverse DDO. Value. Clean examples can sell for $500 to over $15,000 depending on clarity and grade. 1982 P off-center strike. Value. A 50% off-center 1982 P quarter with visible date can go for $1,000 to $3,000 or more. 1982 P broad strike error. Value. Broad strike errors can be worth $150 to $1,500 depending on size and condition. 1982 P clipped planchet. Value. Collectors pay $100 to $800 for clean, well-defined clips. 1982 P wrong planchet strike. Value. These coins have reached auction prices of $5,000 to $25,000 plus. 1982 P transitional error. Value. Rare transitional errors have fetched $50,000 to $100,000 plus at major auctions. Real auction examples. A 1982 P quarter struck off-center sold for $2,750 at heritage auctions. A sharp double die obverse example in MS65 sold for $8,900. A transitional planchet error fetched a jaw-dropping $72,000 in a private deal. Collectors are always on the hunt for these gems, and many have found them in pocket change, estate sales, or inherited collections. We're diving deep into one of the most elusive treasures in modern coinage, the 1983 P Washington quarter with an error that has collectors on the edge of their seats. This isn't just any ordinary quarter. This is the 1983 P error Washington quarter, and if you thought your change jar was a simple source of pocket change, think again. This coin has a rich history, a thrilling tale of discovery, and a value that has some collectors shelling out more than the price of a luxury car. The 1983 P Washington quarter. The 1983 P Washington quarter is part of the U.S. Mint's regular series of coins minted for circulation. The coin features a profile of George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. However, what makes this specific quarter special isn't just its appearance, but the rare error varieties that exist within this series. How much can a 1983 P error quarter be worth? Now for the exciting part. How much is this coin really worth? Well, it all depends on the error and the coin's condition. Minor errors. A coin with a slight die crack or minor misalignment might be worth anywhere from $50 to $500. More noticeable errors, double strikes, off-center coins, and other prominent mistakes can fetch anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000. Ultra-rare specimens, coins with major errors, such as clipped planchets or double strikes in perfect condition, could easily sell for $20,000 to $100,000. And in some extraordinary cases, particularly well-preserved or historical pieces could reach prices upwards of $500,000 or even $1 million. That's right, a single quarter worth more than a house. The rarity factor. Why 1983 P quarters are so valuable. You might be wondering, why are 1983 P Washington quarters with errors so valuable? Well, the rarity factor plays a huge role. Most of these error coins are one-of-a-kind or produced in limited numbers, making them incredibly scarce and highly sought after by collectors and investors alike. Over the years, many error coins from the 1983 P series have been carefully scrutinized by professional graders, and only the best-preserved examples of these errors make their way to the public market. As the number of error-free 1983 P quarters in circulation grows, the number of error specimens decreases, driving up their value. In fact, the most famous and extremely rare examples of error coins can be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, and in some cases, even millions. As mentioned earlier, certain errors are much more valuable than others. Double strikes, off-center strikes, and clipped planchets can dramatically increase the value of a coin, often making them worth thousands of dollars. The rarer the error, the more the coin is worth. How to spot a 1983 P Washington quarter error. If you're searching for a 1983 P error Washington quarter, there are a few things to look out for to help you identify an error coin. Here are some key tips. Check for die cracks or breaks. Examine the coin closely for any